BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today I'm going to be telling you my TBR for the Reading Rush. The Reading Rush used to be BookTubeathon. It's now been rebranded and there's new sorts of things. There's swag, there's a website, there's some ways of logging your challenges via that, and it's run by Ariel Bassett and Raylene, who hasn't posted on her channel for a long time, but she did have a channel called Padfoot and Prongs, which I loved, so I hope Raylene eventually comes back to BookTube because I loved seeing her videos. But they have just announced the reading challenges, and so I'm going to be putting up my TBR of what I'm planning on reading. If you've seen my TBR for July, you'll know that I've picked it in an interesting way using my Snakes and Ladders board, and if you haven't, you should go and check that out because that tells you my monthly TBR, and I've managed to get most of my books to fit the prompts from that, although I have added a couple. So these are the prompts. Okay, so the first challenge is to read a book with purple on the cover, and I have picked this one because this is a purpley colour to me, like a purpley blue, and this is The Everlasting Rose by Donielle Clayton. This is the sequel to The Bells, and it was on my TBR anyway for this month, and I just want to get to it. I'm looking forward to sort of continuing this story. There's these girls that are sort of brought up, they're called the Bells, and they're trained in this art of sort of perfecting people's faces and bodies, and it's almost like a magical plastic surgery, and it's set in a time and a place where beauty is withheld above everything else, and there's obviously the usual corruption and various other things going on, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. Prompt number 2 is to read a book in the same spot all the time. I'll be doing that probably on my sofa just behind me, so I'll be reading there no doubt most of the time anyway, but I shall be reading a book in the same spot. The next book actually ties into 2 challenges, and those challenges are to read a book you meant to read last year and to read a book with a non-human character. I'm going to be going with Alienated by Melissa Landers. This has an alien main character. One of the main characters, the boy main character, is an alien, and this is a book that I've been meaning to read, not just since last year, forever. It's a romance, YA, science fiction. We've discovered there's more than just us on the earth, and they're coming to school with us. Next is to read an author's first book, and I'm going to be reading Vox by Christina Doucher. This is her debut novel. It's about a time where women are now no longer allowed to go to school. They are second-class citizens. They are only allowed to speak 100 words a day, or there are consequences, and I just think it sounds very intriguing and dystopian, and I'm looking forward to giving it a go. There is the next prompt, which is to read a book with more than 5 words in the title. I'm going to use this one, which is Talking with Psychopaths and Savages, A Journey into the Evil Mind, which is a little bit of a stretch, but it is about 11, and this is a non-fiction book with Christopher Berry D, who is a criminologist and has interviewed imprisoned criminals, notorious serial killers, as well as their psychiatrists, and here he's giving us an insight into the minds of some of the most dangerous people in the world. And then the final prompt is to read a book and then watch its movie adaptation. This, I think, is coming out this month. It might already just be out. So I will be reading 5 Feet Apart by Rachel Lippincott with Mickey Dougherty and Tobias Iaconis, and I will be watching the film because I never got to watch it when I was at the cinema. This is about Stella. She's waiting for a lung transplant. She's in hospital. There's certain rules, and there is somebody else who is also in a similar situation there, a boy, and you know how the story goes. Well, we'll find out. But that is my book to movie adaptation. So I have picked 5 books out of the 6 possible because I think that's doable. I think 6 is just pushing it a bit too much. But I'm looking forward to seeing how I get on, and I will document it in some way, shape or form, whether it's a vlog or a wrap up at the end, and let you know how I got on. But hopefully you're all taking part too. I loved the BookTubeathon. I don't tend to do the things like the video challenges and things like that for BookTubeathon because it just didn't work for me, but I'm really looking forward to gaining my badges for reading my books. I always think that's good fun. So if you haven't, you should definitely go and sign up on the website because there's lots of exciting things happening there. I really, one of the things they've brought in this year is a read-in where in your local area it's sort of meeting up with people and reading in the same spot. I'd really love to be able to organise one of those, but I'm just not sure I'm going to be able to, but maybe one will pop up in my area area, but I will certainly be keeping my eye out and maybe trying to arrange one, we'll see. But yes, these are the books, and I look forward to seeing what you're all reading. Bye for now, BookTube.